huge win for Everton, because you could very much argue now that almost should be enough to see them safe, given the quality of the opposition below them. Still, of course, not beyond the realms that we could see Forest go on a run, Luton or Burnley. For Forest, though, they are now 1 point off the drop zone. Burnley, of course, with that big win, of course, yesterday. Now, this is interesting, and this has sparked a lot of discussion. This is the Nottingham Forest. Now, this isn't a fan's account. This is the official club account. 3 extremely poor decisions, 3 penalties not given, which we simply cannot accept. We warned the PGMOL that the VAR is a Luton fan before the game, but they didn't change him. Our patience has been tested multiple times. NFFC will now consider its options.
Okay. The club, whoever's... This has crossed the line here. This is pub talk. This is trolling on... this is Muppets on social media that put this kind of stuff. This should not be coming from official club channels. This is the kind of thing that the ownership of this club, Marinakis, do in their own country, in Greece. It's all about corruption. It's all about bias. It's all about conspiracies. It's all about the officials. I don't think anybody denies, and Howard Webb has a problem here, that Mike Riley was jettisoned from the PGMOL because he was hopeless. And have things changed? Not really under Howard Webb, apart from the fact he goes on TV for these needless, useless appearances to explain decisions. Right? People don't want decisions explained, they want them to be correct. And I can understand the angst and the frustration from a Nottingham Forest perspective, because particularly the third one, you could maybe debate the first 2. Maybe. I don't think so, but you could have some sort of discussion. You can't have one on the third. However, you cannot be going out as a club making official statements about the integrity, not the quality, the integrity of officials. But this goes back to hiring our colleague Mark Clattenburg as this consultancy about officiating. That's inflammatory. That's almost insinuating. They're the only club that do it. Yeah. No other club in the Premier League does it. You're almost insinuating, we've brought him in because the officials are against us, and that's just perpetuated to this ridiculous statement.
And this is the problem. Look, referees make mistakes, officials are human. Yeah. It's difficult to get enough of them in the first place. We know there's a shortage. Yeah. When you've got an official club channel making these statements, it's just not right, is it?
No, and I'm 100% with Craig. It all comes from the owner. Just because he's got loads of money, he thinks he can do this because he's done it previously. That's all it is. Because he's got money, he thinks he can do what he wants. And the fact that they're talking about the guy in VAR is a Luton fan, I mean, come on. Every single person involved in football has got some sort of fancy or allegiance, whatever you want to call it, for a team, right? Apart from him.
Thanks for clearing that off.
That's a grouchy, by the way.
But if you want to start looking as deep as this, as they have, I mean, they're doing this before the game. How incredible is that? They're doing it before the game. Yeah. And there's no way Howard Webb could have turned around and said, OK, he's not doing it. Because then he's questioning the guy in charge of VAR. But there's no way possible, and I don't believe, and I've never believed, that referees in the UK and England have ever done anything other than be honest when they're doing their job. Never crossed my mind.
And here's the point that they're missing in Nottingham Forest. All the sympathy and goodwill that they would have earned by the rest of the world seeing the calls not given, all that goodwill and sympathy out the door once you put this up. Yeah. And not that sympathy and goodwill is going to get you 3 points. I understand that. But at the very least, you would be in a position, in a power position, like negotiation, and saying, hey, look, we got to take a look at this. We got to be better. Now, we're talking about the owner and the message that they put out instead of the mistakes.